Hey there everyone, beautiful sunshine today, but it's really windy. So we have a long par 3 here. How do we hit a shot into the wind so the wind doesn't absolutely knock it down and kill it? When it comes to hitting shots in the wind, a term you'll hear people mention a lot is a knockdown. Got to hit a knockdown into the wind, they always say. So people, what they try to do is they try to get up here and they play the ball back of their stance and they hit down trying to knock down the ball. Well, let's think about what's happening when we do that. When we do that, we're striking down at a steeper angle so that club is hitting the ball at a steeper angle, creating more spin. Especially into the wind, if it spins more, that ball is going to climb. So the ball ends up ballooning on us and ends up shorter, and we think, well, I'm just not good at knockdown shots. Well, that's simply because we're trying to hit the knockdown shot incorrectly. What we mean by knockdown is the result of the shot. Our trajectory is going to get knocked down a little bit. So how do we knock that trajectory down to let that ball go through and not affected by the wind as much? First thing we're going to do is, as we set up to the ball, we're going to keep that ball in the same position that we hit for every other shot. In our normal hand position, which I like to see our hands directly above the ball, we're going to push our hands forward just a little bit. I'm lowering the loft, and now as I come through the shot, it's very important that I have a little bit more shallow trajectory and keep my hands more quiet through the impact zone. If I'm releasing my hands, that again is creating spin. We're trying to do things to eliminate spin to help that ball not to climb into the wind. So as I set up, I'm going to position my weight a little bit more forward because I want to get my hands and body moving forward. But as we set up, hands a little bit in front, take that club away real shallow, and then we come down trying to keep our hands and club as low as we can, because remember, that higher follow through, that bigger release is going to create more spin and lift that ball up into the air. Now that doesn't mean that if we do all of those things, the wind's not going to affect the ball. The wind is still going to have a negative effect on the forward momentum of the ball, so it's going to reduce the distance the ball goes. So we will have to take more club. Depending on how strong the wind is, you're going to have to take maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 more clubs. But hitting that knockdown shot will help you to penetrate the wind and get that ball lower trajectory up onto the green. A key thing to remember as you set up to this knockdown shot, you have to go back to your high school trigonometry days. Think of the triangle. If the shaft of our club is the hypotenuse of our triangle, that longest side, that bottom angle where the ball is, that angle as I push forward gets smaller. So if that bottom angle gets smaller, this side of the triangle from my hands to the ground gets smaller as well. So as I increase that angle, that gets smaller. So now I need to stand a little closer to the ball, because if I don't, I've reduced that amount. As I swing, now that club comes back to the ball, hitting it in the middle or on top of the ball. So getting a little bit closer as you set up to it, pushing those hands forward to hit your shot. Remember, in any conditions, not just super windy conditions, a solidly struck ball is going to be affected less by the wind. So practice this shot. Keep that ball position in the middle of your stance, hands a little bit forward, low backswing, low follow through. That all is going to help reduce the spin reduce the climb. It's going to knock down that trajectory, get the ball on the green more often in these windy conditions. So let us know in the comments below if this video helped you out, what you'd like to see us help you with in the future. And until next time, as always, keep practicing. We hit this shot to get the distance and not have the wind